All right. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? And we in the cash game. It's Mo Money Monday, and this is JL, aka the Anti-Guru. I pray everybody's doing well. I'm feeling pretty good. I told you I'm gonna be playing all kind of music, and we got some Tupac today. So if you don't like rap, you can always just get out now, because we're gonna go with this groove for a minute. Yeah, thank you, Tupac. All right, today's live is gonna be. Let me turn my music down. All right. Kim, appreciate you coming on. Like I said, today we're talking about how. Oh man, everybody's trying to talk with me right now. Okay, I'm in a meeting. I'm doing a live. Okay, now, what's going on, Michael? I've had some. Everybody wants to talk to me today. The phone was going off. I got a prior one message. We were listening to Tupac, but like I said, we're going to go in secret number 2 of how to grow your following, how to get people to pay you for your advice, because everybody's an expert in something. So once you figured out what you're an expert in, and that's your specialized knowledge, your talent, your abilities, and if you can figure out what that is, and like I said in the previous one, we talked about. What's up? My brother from another. You got it, bro. You are my brother from another mother. But everybody has some type of ability or talent or skill. So secret number 2 is the cause. And what that means, every movement needs a future-based cause, which basically it paints a picture of the future. And wow, priority message. Okay, Picard. Authorization 47 Alpha Tango. Okay, and what it tells you the future that they want and what their life is going to look like when they get there. And everybody knows about causes. I mean, we got all kind of causes. Save the whales, save the planet. Something a little bit more closer to home for me is Black Lives Matter. They've started a movement, and what they're trying to do is change the outcome, change the way their lives are, so that unarmed Black people who they get killed, that the people who do it get brought to justice. And I'm not going to get too political about that, but the way this thing works is kind of like a triangle. The first trigger we talked about, creating your attractive character or your charismatic leader. That's the character that you're going to become. And I'm not telling you to create something false. It has to be who you really are, because when you create this cause, people are going to resonate with it. And if you're not genuine, they're going to smell that like blood in the water. But number 1 is the attractive character. Number 2 is the cause or the culture that you create. And then number 3 is the new opportunity or the vehicle of change that you're trying to introduce them to, whether it be a business opportunity or an ideology or whatever it is. But, the thing is, the cause is where they want to be able to place their hope and their faith. And I'm going to use a couple of examples. Some of you know I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm a sci-fi guy. Rogue One, in the movie Rogue One from Star Wars, one of the statements that was made is that rebellions, and let me see if I can say it right, rebellions are built on hope. So a lot of times the anti-hero, that anti-character, that rebellious person, can build on the hope of things that are going to change. Elections is another example. And I'm going to give you an example of how much people want change. Because in 1992, George Bush, his slogan was a proud tradition. Bill Clinton, who was running against him, his slogan was, it's time to change America. Okay, in 2008, John McCain, his slogan was country first. Barack Obama's was change we need. And then just in this last election with Hillary Clinton, her slogan was we're stronger together. And Donald Trump's slogan was make America great. So as you can see, when people want change, they want things to be better. And this is, this is a great example because every candidate who talked about change was the one who got elected. So I want that to sink in the next time you think about voting. Okay. Next thing is number 2, when you're creating this cause, you need to help them break what we call the 4-minute mile. And it's their 4-minute mile. And if you remember, if you don't know the story, Roger Bannister, back in 1954, he was a marathon runner. And up until that point, no one had ever been able to run a mile in less than 4 minutes until he did it. And then after he did it, people just started breaking that barrier all over again. But what it was the belief that it could be done. Once somebody saw that it could be done, it can inspire and move them to move towards that same goal or that same change that they're trying. And then number 3 is you got to let them self-identify. Like I'm gonna use an example. I use a product called ClickFunnels, and the creator of ClickFunnels, he had an event and he called it funnel hacking. And at the very first event, some of the people who attended started calling themselves funnel hackers or funnel hackers. And so he's created something that people identify with. Because see, now I got my funnel hacker t-shirt because I use ClickFunnels, which is a great product. I highly recommend it. But another example I like to use is Apple, because Apple has done, in my opinion, the best way of creating a culture around their products. Because people, iPhone people and iPad people, Apple people are just fanatical about their products. But I want to read you, this is a commercial, old commercial that Steve Jobs had written. And I'm going to read it out because I don't have a commercial to play for you. But it says, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square hole, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them. Wait a minute, let me see. Oh, I'm on. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. Right? You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify them, vilify them about anything, but one thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as crazy, we see genius. Let's talk about Apple. Because the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. So when he put that commercial out, there were probably millions of people who resonated with all of that. They felt like they were the rebels, or they were the troublemakers, or they were the round pegs in a square hole. So he created a whole culture around his products. And I can see that's why, Apple customers, iPhone people, they're just fanatical about these products. Not so much that they're really good, because they are, but mainly because they created this whole culture. So that's what you want to try to do. You create your attractive character, your charismatic leader, and then you create that cause and create that culture that they can rally around to give them hope for change. So that's pretty much all that I got for you today. I almost forgot. Yesterday, we got the big trash pickup today. And so we went in the attic and we just kind of cleaned out and went through stuff that had been up there since I was a kid. But one of the things I found, which this is a picture of, I think this is a picture of my great uncle Jesse, which is my grandfather's brother. And I never met him. He died before I was born. But I heard stories about him and everything. But, I found this picture of him. And I don't think I had ever seen any pictures of him. I found a ton of pictures of some of my ancestors and relatives, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because, when I looked at, I was looking at his face and I could see my grandfather's face in there, and even myself, some of my features, especially around the nose. But I just wanted to share that with you guys today because, hey, and I really appreciate everybody who comes on the live with me when and if you're watching the replay, if you're getting value from this, please like, share, comment, Share with anybody you like. And remember my motto: the shortest distance between your dreams and reality is called action. So take some action on what I've been talking about. And again, this all comes from this book, Expert Secrets. So if you are an entrepreneur, or excuse me, an online marketer or a business person, you really need to read this book. This book will help you in so many ways. And I'm not going to go through the whole book. I'm just kind of going through some of the highlights, the things that I think that are most important, because I'll be again back at, slow down. I'll be back on again on Thursday. That's what happens when I get excited. But like I said, get the book, man, because see, look, the foreword was written by Robert Kiyosaki. And if you don't know who that is, he wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's another book you need to get. And you can get this book 100% free. All you got to do is pay the shipping. I'm going to leave a link. I should have put it in the description, but I'll leave a link in the comments. So if you want to pick up this book, all you have to do is pay the shipping. And I think that's something like, it's probably, I think it's like $8 or $9. It might not even be that much. I'm not sure. But like I said, take some action on this stuff. You know, please like, share, and comment. I appreciate everything. Yeah, thanks, man. My brother Mike, I appreciate you being on with me, man, so much. But like I said, if you want to get that book, I'm going to leave the link in there. And as always, you know my motto: love, peace, and hair grease.